I don't know if you guys have also been keeping up on all of the promotional material for the Fantastic Four, and well, it's not exactly talking me into the theater. I don't think that I'm going to be breaking my streak of not going to the theater. Like the last the last movie that I seen in theaters was, oh yeah, it was a summertime movie, okay, but it was The Dark Knight Rises. There have been, what, 2 other Batmen come and go since then, which is wild to think about. But don't worry, guys. Oh yeah, Matt Reeves has definitely turned in the Batman 2 script. Yeah, it's going to be going into production at the beginning of next year. Trust me, bro, it's definitely going to happen. Yeah, whatever, man. But yeah, I don't think female Silver Surfer and Sue, I'm in charge of the Fantastic Four, Storm and Cringe, Baby Richards, Cuck and Galactus. Yeah, I don't really think that that's going to be worth my time. And especially the fallback star of the film being Pedro. Yeah, not exactly winning anybody over. And the more that I see the marketing, the more that I think that the Fantastic Four is probably worse than Superman when it comes to marketing their material, because for as much as I'm tired of seeing James Gunn's albino face, Pedro Pascal is even worse, mostly because whenever I see this goof, I mean, it's weird stuff like this. Like, what in the blue hell are we doing, man? This is the everybody wants a piece of Pedro, and he's just got a bunch of hands wiping over his face. Like, what is this? What are we even doing? Vanity Fair pushes and glorifies the Pedro Pascal's internet zaddy meme. Like, first of all, that is cringe and weird and clearly fatherless behavior to begin with. But not since Sam Worthington. Well, Sam Worthington was just inoffensive, but yeah, his inorganic push, it's very much reminiscent of this. And then also, I think probably a more parallel example, and one that I heard recently brought up, was just how Marvel, Disney, and how the entire industry was really behind trying to make Brie Larson a thing. Like how she was at the front and center of everything. Yeah, that's quite analogous. And we know now how that ended up working out for her. And, well, because humans are pattern recognition experts, yeah, we kind of know what's going to happen here, because unlike Brie Larson, who had an Oscar under her belt prior to Captain Marvel, Pedro, he can act, okay? Like a lot of people point to a bunch of stuff, but it's all been bit parts so far, okay? Like he hasn't starred in anything, and everything that he has starred in, like he's got a film out right now, okay? And he's going to be having another one in the next couple of weeks. But the Materialists, even, opposite of Captain America and Don Johnson's kid, it's not setting the world on fire. $40 million in its opening weekend. Like, I know it's A24 and all that stuff, but what's its production budget? Okay, $20 million. Yeah, that's not great. That's really not great. But this is a film that is supposed to be very much in the spot to showcase the talents of Pedro, and I haven't heard damn near anything about this film. And then what, Eddington, how he's going to be a pro-jab mayor in the time of the Koof lockdowns, another A24 joint. Like, his resume, like, okay, I know everybody, taps Oberyn Martell or anybody who stomached the first season of The Last of Us, which I hear is good. I just have absolutely no desire to ever watch it or any of the coverage of it. If you like it, that's fantastic, and if you don't, well, join the club. Not the 5-iron, though, because in season 2 that goes into Joel's head. But what else is there? Narcos? It's like a decade and change ago. But yeah, when it comes to him being a leading man, he doesn't have the Oscar like Brie Larson did. And he's also not going to have a $1 billion movie under his belt because, spoilers, the Fantastic Four, yeah, its box office projections, they're looking good-ish. And unless things break a certain way, given its timing, the fact that it's 2 weeks after Superman and it's the last big release of the summer, and there's zero competition in August, which is wild to think about, man. Everything is just all cudgeled into July. Like, unless Superman is just this absolute force of nature, Fantastic Four has the best opportunity to succeed. It's just, I don't know, man. There's too much cringe around this product for me to believably see this thing being anything other than just a middling success, because I don't really know. I don't think that this whole push for Pedro, how he's being set up as this Hollywood icon, how he's going to be the new face of masculinity, he's the brand that everybody wants and needs and desires. He's so desirable. You got a bunch of different, he's the one unifying force across all of the races. He's just everything to everyone. It's just, I don't really know how this plays outside of the internet. I really don't, because Vanity Fair, yeah, a recent cover story pushes the already exhausted Daddy Pedro Pascal narrative to its breaking point. And then you got him dancing and licking light sticks on stage and grabbing onto old ladies' hands. Like, what the fuck are we doing, dude? But to, yeah, just revisit that Vanity Fair piece. Pedro Pascal is not being celebrated. He's being sculpted from SNL to Vanity Fair, from award show sound bites to viral videos. The entertainment machine has seized on the Pedro Pascal daddy label and built an identity around it. This isn't about admiration, it's about control. Pascal has become a vessel for Hollywood's preferred image of masculinity: soft, fragile, performatively woke, and endlessly consumable. I just don't know, and we really haven't had a bellwether in order to test how this resonates with normies, and we're going to get that in a few weeks' time with the Fantastic Four. Now, if you guys paid attention to the video that I did earlier today in regards to Jurassic World, you would have seen at least a portion of this box office theory projections list. And well, we have right down there at the bottom, we have Fantastic Four first steps, okay? And the first line that you have right here is the low end, and then you have the high end for the opening weekend domestic fare. So $125 to $155 million opening weekend is what they're projecting for Fantastic Four first steps. Now, okay, earlier this year, you had the $88.8 million Captain Black Falcon America Man, and then, what was it, like half of that for the Thunderbolts, okay? And then I was running some numbers, and okay, cool. If those projections end up holding tight, it's going to perform better than Ant-Man. It's going to perform far less than Deadpool and Wolverine, which I can go ahead and throw out as an aberration. That's kind of a Fox holdover and very much an Avengers level key jangling fare. So that's kind of out of it, but it performs a little bit better than the, what was it, $115 million for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. You have to go all the way back to Thor Love and Thunder, which is, I think, going to end up being quite analogous, mostly due to the fact that, yeah, $144 million opening weekend falls right in line with $125 to $155 million. I would say that falls, directly in range. But then running it back, taking a look, yeah, you can go domestic on this one, and I want to go to the weekend on this. But prior to the Marvels, it ended up holding the steepest second week drop off at 67.7%. Since then, yeah, the Marvels has eclipsed that. Captain Black Falcon did, and I'm pretty sure, I think the Thunderbolts did a little bit better, but you're also talking about, one of the lowest non-adjusted for inflation opening weekend to the second not adjusted for inflation lowest second weekend of release. Kind of like what I'm anticipating for the Fantastic Four. I think word of mouth on this is going to be absolutely atrocious. We've been over the leaks, we've been over the trailers, and yeah, they've had a positive reception, but overall engagement with them, like, yeah, people will watch it, they'll throw it on probably in an embedded video in the background, but outside of that, it's like there's no buzz. There's a lot of shit that you can buy in relation to the Fantastic Four. You can get your shoes, you can get your blue milk, you can buy some Pop-Tarts, but go up to the theater and buy an $80 Galactus popcorn bucket or a $40 Reed Richards one. It's like, the fuck you doing with your time and your money? But the mystique of Pedro is about to get shattered. Because I think that, when it's all said and done, for as bad as the Jurassic Park predictions look, and we talked about that previously, there's a good chance that, yeah, word of mouth on that one, and just for the simple fact that it's something different than the Cape shit that we're about to get, there could be legs for Jurassic World. I don't think it's going to be great, and obviously I think it's going to struggle to break $1 billion, but internationally, that could bolster it quite a bit. We've seen stranger things happen before, so yeah, it could break $1 billion, but it really doesn't look like it's leaning in that direction, and especially with bad word of mouth on that one, I could end up tanking any proposition. So we'll hear ScarJo running around going misogyny in the very near future. Fantastic stuff. You went from being one of the most likable people in Hollywood for two very obvious reasons to being a Pedro Pascal level threat to any production you're going to be a part of. But then, yeah, with the Fantastic Four, like, simply outside of the fact that, yeah, you're 2 weeks after Superman, there's nothing coming out in August, it could end up working out for you, or it could just simply end up the same way that every other Marvel proposition has been for the past couple of years. A solid opening weekend followed by a historical drop-off, and everybody forgets you exist a couple of weeks later. Ironheart is not doing this thing any favors, but specifically Captain Black Falcon America Man and the Thunderbolts coming out and flopping, and everybody forgetting about them. Only now that we have a new Marvel movie coming out going, oh yeah, right, I went and watched those films earlier this year and they sucked, so yeah, maybe I'll just wait until Fantastic Four comes on streaming or something like that. I can go watch Superman or Jurassic Park if you just want to turn off your brain and see something fun for a little while. So I don't know, man. If I'm to still rank them at this point in time, I think Superman ends up taking it, then Jurassic World, and then a very, very distant third place. It's very likely going to be the Fantastic Four. Sucks to suck, I guess. Hopefully Daddy Pedro can monetize all that simp shit, because it ain't fucking working at the box office. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.